prepare a salad that I lovingly call Kale Creative. It's creative with so many colors and flavors and textures, and it has kale, which is a superfood and filled with nutrients. We're gonna get started with a lesson on how to prepare kale. So getting started, it's really important that you don't use the stem of the kale leaf. So you want to either rip or cut the leaves away from the stem. Now, if you're somebody who doesn't like to waste like me, you could always cut this down fine, saute it for a separate dish. And once you have your leaves all prepared, and I'll show you another one, rip it away, make sure you have a nice amount on your cutting board. You want to use a nice circular motion in 2 different directions. So you can stack them, and you just want to use a chef's knife to cut in long lines, about like a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch thick. And then once you have that prepared, you shift it in another direction and you cut it again. The goal, because kale is very thick, is to cut it very, very fine so it absorbs the dressing better, which I'll show you how to massage your kale. Now that our kale is prepared, it's time to get ready with our dressing so we could spend some time massaging the kale and let it sit before we add the other salad ingredients. This is one of my favorite dressings because it has such a yummy garlicky punch. You previously roasted the garlic and you squeeze the entire head of garlic into your mason jar so that when you prepare your dressing, it captures all of those yummy garlic flavors. Now that we have our garlic prepared, we're going to add our other salad dressing ingredients: olive oil, balsamic vinegar, a little bit of pepper, a nice amount of salt, some Dijon mustard, and some water to break everything up. And I could use a little bit of sweet, so about a teaspoon of honey. And you could either shake it up in a mason jar, or if you want a more blended experience, you could put it in your blender. Let's say you're really, really busy. If you want another hack on top of this amazing option, you can grab some garlic dip, which is often used for Shabbos, from your local supermarket. Simply pour that into a mason jar. Add some white vinegar. Shake up that dressing, and now you have 2 options of garlicky dressing for your Kale Creative. It's time to massage the kale. The whole thinking behind massaging kale is that kale leaves are very porous, so it takes time to absorb the flavors and break down so they're easier to chew. Have you ever had a kale salad where it's like you're chewing for a while? By massaging about 20 to 30 minutes in advance, it actually makes it more enjoyable to eat because it's smoother, like your classic lettuce leaf. So it's time to massage the kale. It's pretty simple. You could do it with bare hands washed or with gloves on. You take your dressing, you pour it over equally, and then for about a minute or so, you just kind of rub your hands through the kale and let it go on every single lettuce leaf. You want to make sure it's evenly distributed. At this point, you'll smell the flavors and they'll get released and really get absorbed into your kale. It's better to cut your kale leaves before you actually start massaging it with your dressing or just some olive oil, because it's harder to get through when the leaves are full. So whatever size you want to cut it, make sure it's done prior to actually massaging it. Now let's prepare the rest of our salad. You're gonna love these colors. The ingredients pair beautifully together. We start with some Persian cucumbers thinly sliced. Moving on to some thinly sliced yellow bell peppers. Next comes our thinly sliced purple onions, some cubed avocados, and some yummy roasted, finely diced carrots. We want to top our salad with some roasted pepitas, pumpkin seeds. And if you'd like a little extra dressing to coat the top ingredients, you could always open back that mason jar and drizzle some nice dressing on top. And here's a kale salad that you've never tried before that is filled with so much color, flavor, and most importantly, nutrients. Enjoy!